quiet from that side. They still have to bring up the beef, and they still have to bring up what Kendrick isn't doing for LA. There's so many narratives out there that's still surrounding this beef.
Well, let's address that too. The beef is brought up because anytime we try to talk about anything outside of the beef, y'all bring it back to the beef. Y'all say, Drake lost. Just get over it. Y'all are just mad Drake lost the beef. It doesn't matter what the fuck we're talking about. You'll always have that one random ass K-thought who pops into the comment section and says, you niggas just can't get over Drake lost. And it's like, well, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes down to the conversation around Kendrick, that in large part has to do with the conversations that you guys have about Kendrick. The way that you guys look at Kendrick and the way that hip hop media figures like this, like yourself, and like, you know, a Charlemagne, Jeremy Heck, DJ Head, people like that, the way y'all look at him. And then when we have to then say, well, where does this get us? What does it do for the culture? Kendrick brought together LA, but he made y'all niggas choose between 10K and royalties. Meanwhile, Drake, the culture vulture, was out here giving 500K, overpaying for his feature, giving Shorty royalties, and setting her up on a generational run. Like, we have to go back to the beef because so many things were said in that beef that we are coming back now and looking at it, and it was hypocrisy. It was nonsense. Y'all don't like us still talking about these narratives that y'all pushed. We just responded. We just kept the facts straight. Y'all don't like us continuing to talk about this because at this point of time, and for, you know, a significant amount of time now, it's been shown that a lot of you guys are either hypocrites, you're liars, you're disingenuous, and then when it comes down to addressing the things you've said, coming to terms with your lies, coming to terms with the things that just either just didn't age well as far as your takes goes, y'all don't address the shit. Y'all act like y'all didn't say what y'all said. Y'all act like y'all didn't act like y'all how y'all act. That's why I say when Kendrick drops, we're going to see a whole different face from these people. It's going to be a completely different conversation, it's going to be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Because you guys make all of these claims that you never address, that you never come back and reconcile, that you never come back and at least say, you know what, I was wrong. You know what, my take here, that was me being a hater. Now again, this is the point of time, and like I've been saying for the past month, this is that point of time where a lot of people are going to separate themselves from the clown show, which is why we've seen a couple of people apologizing, coming to terms with how good the music is, and coming to terms with some of their takes and how crazy, how just disingenuous and out of touch some of these takes were. They've come to terms, and this is why I said I can deal with these people. I can deal with the people who know how to apologize, because the rest of you don't know how to do that. The rest of you like to even just look how this guy is talking about it, just brushing it up, lightly fast talking it, and not really going into detail of why we are still having these conversations, of why we are still talking about the beef. We're still talking about these things because you guys, I mean, even look at the company thought right here on the side. How many of you guys have came back and said, you know what? We spoke about Drake being MAGA. We're going to talk about Jay-Z being MAGA in the same way, in the same fashion. We're going to keep it straight across the board. This is why we are on y'all head tops like that. Because y'all are effectively killing hip-hop media. This is why I go so hard. And this is why I talk about the things that I talk about, because I can't just focus on hip hop. I can't just talk about hip hop. Look what you guys are doing to my craft, to my hobby, to my passion. I'm an artist first. So I'd be damned if I let people just sit here and lie and turn hip hop media and hip hop as a whole into a mockery, into a joke. Like, what are we doing? So yes, we are going to continue to have conversations about the beef. Yes, we're going to continue to have conversations about what Kendrick Lamar does and doesn't do. Why? Because y'all don't address when you're wrong. Y'all don't address when things don't age as well for y'all. Y'all don't address when y'all were being disingenuous. Y'all don't come back and apologize. Y'all don't sit here and say, well, we did say Drake was going to be over. And even if I don't enjoy the music, I said he was going to be done. I said that this was it for him. And he's number one for 4 weeks straight. Regardless of if I like the music or not, I was wrong. And you guys just can't say that for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's difficult for you guys to come to terms with tying a knot on these conversations. Hip hop will never get back to a healthy place as long as K-Thots and the Culture United and people of that ilk, the people under the Roc Nation payroll. Hip hop will never return to a healthy place as long as these people continue to sweep what they did for the last 2 years under the rug. It'll never go back to what it was. It'll never return to a place of normal conversation as long as we know we're having a conversation with people who are biased, with people who make content just because they hate a nigga, with people who are disingenuous. We can never get back to a healthy space in hip hop, or a hip hop fandom until you guys have done your due diligence and said you were wrong, and said that y'all were disingenuous, and said that y'all might have done some things that we should frown upon. It's just that simple.
But none of them is about how good this Iceman